Hi, JR here, Regional Production Manager here in Southern California for Sunflower Bank. Today's conversation is going to be for our first-time home buyers. So today's going to be more of a pep talk and give you some how-tos. We're going to go over a three-step strategy for you as a first-time home buyer. But more importantly, I really want to encourage you. I think that with first-time home buyers, and I being one of them many years ago, there is a certain level of insecurity. You don't know what you're doing. You're a little bit maybe embarrassed about finances, your familial situations, and all the like. I want to encourage you with this that us in the mortgage world, most of us have had all these issues ourselves, number one. Number two, we come across it every day. I probably talk to 2 to 3, maybe even 4 first time homebuyers a week. So we come across these conversations all the time. So there's really no judgment here. And more importantly, there's more of an advocate. There's a consultant, there's an advisor, and that's really what we do. And honestly, some of us enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it. After 27 years, done big loans, done small loans. First time home buyers is really where my heart's at, and I get to enjoy helping folks get into their first home. It's a lot of fun finding a family, helping them achieve that level of success and owning their first home and creating those memories. It's probably one of the best parts about being in this business, to be very honest with you. And so today I want to share with you what I've seen, what I've learned. Number one, I want to encourage you, be open to conversation. I think that's really important. I come across a lot of first-time home buyers and they just want to work via text or email, and it's just too much information for text and email. It really requires a conversation and a dialogue and a little bit of openness. We've seen and heard everything. Trust me, everything. I promise you, we've heard a lot. A lot of crazy stories, a lot of fun stories, and a lot of things. You could be open with us. We're going to be able to walk you through and help you understand what's ahead of you. Okay. The first thing a first time home buyer should be thinking about is their budget. It's the most difficult thing to nail down for everybody, even me included. Here I am, 27 plus years in this business. I still hate budgeting. It's just the most annoying thing to do. But it is the one thing that I think a first-time homebuyer should nail down prior to jumping into the process of owning a home. Because, one of the major conversation points I have with most first-time homebuyers is this. We get right into a conversation, and the first thing I'm asking is trying to understand what can they actually afford? What are the circumstances as well? Are there going to be multiple people in this home? Is it just going to be them? And help them understand, what does a payment on a home look like? And I think that's really important. You're probably asking the same question. I don't even know where to start. Well, first place to start is one, working with an advisor who's going to help you understand the important parts to the puzzle. And the first part to that puzzle is your budget. How much can you actually afford? And what will that life be like when you have a payment that is X amount in your life? Last week I was having a conversation with a young lady and she just had no clue. I need a house, I think. And I'm like, okay, well, let's take a look at it. And we were just looking at a basic mobile home on a rented lot, and just to get an idea, like, what does a payment like that look like? Oddly enough, it came up to about 50% of her income, and I said, what would life be like if that was your payment? She said it'd be horrible. I mean, I could barely survive now, and to have 50% of my income gone for housing, it would be very difficult. And I think that's really important, is understanding what that means. And for some, maybe buying a home isn't the wisest option. Once we do the budget analysis and we kind of take a look at what you can afford and so forth, it just puts it in a place where it's like, okay, not right now. But then we kind of carved out like, hey, if your income were to go up, if you were to maybe take on a second job, where you maybe have planned raises over the next 3 to 4 years, and then you have a clear path of understanding exactly how to get to that place where you can afford the payment. And I think that's really, really important. A lot of times folks are saying, well, is it because interest rates are higher? Is it because housing is expensive? All that could be true. Yes, it does affect your payment. It does affect affordability. But we've also seen incomes come up over the last 4 or 5 years as well. Have they come up in lockstep with the valuation? Probably not here in Southern California, but maybe other parts of the country. It's really important. First things first, let's nail down the budget. Let's nail down some of those numbers. I know No one likes math. I get it, but it's what we have to do. It's really the first part of the puzzle. The second part of the puzzle is really working with an advisor, doing that pre-approval step, allowing us to take a look at some of those building blocks of a loan. What are the building blocks of a loan? So I'm going to give you my friend Eric, ERIC. It's there for us to understand equity, E for equity, R for reserves, I for income, C for credit. Equity, reserves, income, credit. Eric, okay? With Eric, what we do is we get a good understanding of some of the building blocks of the loan. Equity, how much money are we putting down? Well, I have no money down. Okay. Well, let's look at the 100% programs that we have for first-time home buyers, and there's plenty of them. Let's look at potential down payment assistance programs, which there's plenty of them. They just take a little bit of extra work, okay? And then reserves. Buying a new home, coming into it with no money in the bank, it's going to put you in a difficult place. It's always important to make sure that you have a few months. I'd prefer 6 months in the bank so that you have a certain level of protection and comfort as you come into this new world of owning a home. Is it mandatory? Are there loan programs that allow you to do that without that? Absolutely. But there's a certain level of protection that you have when you have reserves. Income. We go over your income. We kind of do that as well with the budget. We want to take a deeper look to find out exactly where does everything sit. We want to help you understand what does life look like with this new payment? What are all the pieces to a payment? Because it's not just the mortgage payment. You have property taxes, you have insurance, you might even have an HOA in that certain community. And understanding the totality of that payment is really, really important. And the last piece, probably some of the most important piece, because it allows you access to certain programs, certain pricing discounts, and all the like, is credit. And I think where most first-time home buyers get really, really shy is they just know they don't have the greatest of credit. And that's okay. Don't let that hold you back from a great conversation. And the reason I say that is because I come across people with bad credit all the time. But it's the importance of what do we do when we have something like that? Maybe it's a collection, maybe it's some late, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. At the end of the day, there's ways to help repair that, to improve that. Working with a lender who understands that is really, really important. We utilize certain systems to help you. Those systems will be there to help guide you, to show you what you need to do to repair your credit. And that's a process. Sometimes it might slow you down by 3 or 4 months, but it's worthy 3 or 4 months to take to repair credit. And this is where working with an advisor, kind of like a coach to some extent, and being open to being coached is important because it's going to help you achieve that goal and that dream of homeownership. It can be a reality, but it's an investment of time and effort. But you know what? One that's well made. And we can and will get you there. It just differs for each individual how much time to get us there. Lastly, and most importantly, is pulling together a good team. What do I mean by that? Well, your loan officer is not the only person on this team. We need a great realtor to work with. We need someone out there who understands the market that you want to buy in, understands how your deal needs to be structured based on your pre-approval of your loan, and also is aggressive enough to get out there and help you get into an offer acceptance on a potential property. All things that we as a lender help you out with. We have certain systems and tools in your certain market to find out who are the top producing agents. And we make sure that we put you in touch with someone that we know that can perform and get the job done. That's really, really important. Having a top producing team behind your back and making sure that we help you get to that place of home ownership is really, really important. So anyways, these are my quick and easy and very fundamental way that a first-time home buyer can be able to achieve the dream of home ownership. Takes effort, takes coachability, and it takes an openness to a conversation to be able to get you there. So if that's you, please click forward. There should be a link below. We would love to be able to help you out to achieve this dream. Thanks.